Hello, dear humanity. Welcome to Season 3 of Human Thesaurus. Human Thesaurus is an engaging podcast where I invite a diverse range of friends and acquaintances to have a conversation with me, your host, Wishrokio Peacock. Each episode takes you on a wild ride through personal journeys, profound experiences, relatable rants, hilarious moments, and insightful opinions within different industries. With a focus on individuals who are defined by multiple words synonymous with who they are, my podcast explores various perspectives and personalities resembling words with several meanings. Through these conversations, you are invited to eavesdrop and enjoy a captivating exploration of the human experience. While you're at it, you can rate and subscribe, and you can check out my show notes at humanthesaurus.co. Sam was born in Guildford, Surrey in the UK. He's Kiwi by blood, yet he grew up in America until the tender age of 8, then moved back to New Zealand, then Singapore in 1989. He went to school in the US, New Zealand, and Singapore. Sam is an international airline pilot. See, I have a pilot friend. He started flying at 16 and then he went on to flying college. As a pilot training, he moved to Botswana to fly from 1997 to 99, then to Myanmar from 99 to 2003. He presently flies for an Asian airline carrier and is loving his career there for the past 20 years. He also has an adorable black cat named Frankie. I met Sam through my husband Luke 15 years ago. Wow, it's 15 years. Sam has always been this guy who's like welcoming and crazy, happy all the time. Like I will always remember his laughter. I appreciate always the parties that's always happening at their place before. So that's how I got to know the boys. And of course, with Sam, even though he's so busy flying and he doesn't know his roster sometimes, but he always tries to find a way to meet with his friends like me. So it's just a wonderful thing that after a year, he finally obliged to appear on my podcast. My synonyms for Sam are sailboat as a noun, discovering as a verb, and candid as an adjective. Within this conversation, you'll further understand why I describe him as such. So, here he is, Sam Evers-Swindell.
What a lovely introduction. Thank you very much. That is very polite.
Polite.
Probably the nicest thing that anyone said about
Welcome.
me. Thank you, Wish. Hey, my name is Sam, and same as the fact that I've dedicated my life not to knowing what a noun, a verb, or an adjective is, I like all the words that I can't actually spell, and I dislike the word queue, as in when you're lining up. I think the queue is ridiculous. They had such a fantastic chance. They could have just used one letter, Q. They had to go on with the ridiculously long-winded Q-U-E-U-E-Y.
Yeah, but because it kind of embodies the word, right? If it's just letter Q, then it doesn't really vibe with what the meaning is. So they're like, Q.
I suppose you're absolutely right. It's a painful word, and also queuing up is painful.
Yes.
So, yes, it is. Maybe they thought it through. Maybe they did. I'm sure some of your listeners will be able to correct me and say it comes from some sort of Latin word that meant pain.
But is there anything in this world that will make you queue up?
That's a great question. I'm not a queuing person. I know in certain cultures, queuing is great because you don't know what's at the end of the line, and it could be a free packet of Milo, or it could be a house. You're not sure yet. I have seen people that will get into a queue not knowing literally what they're queuing for. It's just because there are other people in a line, so presumably there must be something great at the end. So I'm not a great queuing person. I would queue for certain things. I'm pretty sure if I was hungry, I would queue for food. The basic necessities. I'm not going to queue for much. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I don't like queuing either, but it's worth it sometimes when you're overseas and you really just needed to queue because you wanted to really, really try something.
Absolutely.
Not for the gram, but for the experience or trying to taste something.
I don't mind a queue when I've already got a ticket for something. Like if you're
Yes.
going to watch a performance of
Mm.
some sort, play or a concert or whatnot, then of course you have to queue, but you know that the end result, what it is.
Yes.
It's just the idea of queuing, like even for food. If you're hungry at lunch and you see a restaurant and there's a queue in it,
Oh, no way.
I will not queue up.
No way.
I'll move on. I just move on. It's not an issue. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So you say queuing for plays and stuff. Do you like musicals at all? I don't know. Like, do you watch?
I I do, and it's not something that I search out. It's a great question. I do like going. I mean, I remember the last great musical I watched was the Rocky Horror
Oh,
Picture Show.
yes.
That was just absolutely blew my mind. And
Right?
subsequently, of course, I've watched all of the other sort of Broadway ones, and they're fantastic. And you've got to put a lot of sort of like gratitude into what the performers are doing, because stage performance versus acting in a set is a lot different.
Totally.
So I do enjoy it, and orchestras as well. I like that. And
Mm.
concerts, great. Again, I'm lazy. Getting to a concert, they're always far away, and you've got to get there, and then you got to deal with hundreds of thousands of people,
Yeah.
and then you got to get home again, and you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I could have just listened to it on Spotify.
That's right. But do you think that it's more, let's say, it's more entertaining to do these things with
It's
friends?
so much more immersive. I mean, the whole experience is great. You get excited about it, and you spend a lot of money on the ticket,
Yeah.
and you're really, really excited. I mean, I think that I went to a Guns N' Roses concert,
Mm.
and they were old. Like those guys are getting old,
They
um,
are.
and
Mm.
and they did a 3 hour set, and I remember at
What?
the end,
3?
even before like sort of Paradise City came on,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with thousands of people, and I'm in the background just like doing that neck thing. Was like, you guys can stop now. Just stop. You just because I'm tired. You guys. I mean, you didn't stop.
Wow. And I've
Mm.
heard that when GNR has been touring, I think these past few months, I've heard that sometimes you get lucky that they make a good performance. And apparently, there are some performances that are not at par. I guess because of, they're worn out or something. So, in your
You'd have
experience,
to be
apart from
right.
being long, but did you enjoy at least like the tunes that you love?
Of course. You've got sort of iconic bands, and I'm not going to say you're getting older, but I'm getting older,
We
and
are.
most of the bands that we listen to, you know, they're not around for various reasons, and it's hard to find a concert that draws you into it. But when you do see a name that comes up, and all of your stars align, that you could actually go to that concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing, right? Because you're now a part of something that you sat in front of a Sony tape deck with two cheap speakers in your bedroom as a sort of 12 or 13-year-old, and
Yes.
you're now seeing those people. Yes, they're old and decrepit, but still,
You
mm,
can afford
it's
to
it's a,
see
it's
them
a, it's a
now.
special. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
The good thing with this whole streaming industry is that it's forced bands to come out and play again.
Really? You think that's
You remember going and buying a tape or buying a CD.
mm,
I'll be honest, I don't remember buying a record. I remember playing records at mum and dad's place, but I don't remember buying one. But a tape or a CD,
yeah.
and that was a lot of money. It was a lot of money
Yes.
and you saved your pennies. And
Yes.
you went into Tower Records or H&M. You
Yeah.
went into those places and you looked at that sleeve that was on there and you
Mm.
read and you were like, oh, I've only got
Amen. Yeah.
this much money, and I'm really, and you raced home, right? And you put the tape in, or you put the CD, and you just sat in front of that speaker and listened to every single word, right?
Yes.
It was so important to you, and I think that they made a lot of money on that sort of
Oh,
media.
yeah.
But with this new streaming world, they're not making as much money.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about the finances of those sort of people, but I think they obviously would like to have more, so they come to concerts.
Right.
And concerts are big. I mean, goodness me. I mean, look at what's happening with this Taylor Swift business going on in
I
Singapore. It's
know,
insane.
right? It's insane. At first, I was planning to get Luke some tickets, but I thought better, and I think my life would be better not really getting into that ticket dramas.
Do you honestly think that Luke would be very impressed that you got Taylor Swift tickets?
Yeah, Luke is a Tay Tay fan, not me. Luke is a
Good
Tay Tay fan.
grief.
Do you
I
know
will have words
that?
with him. I am going to have. He's not a Tay Tay. He's not a T-Swizz fan. There's no.
Ye-
Look, okay, now you've said it. It's really now it doesn't surprise me because your husband loves yacht rock. So
yeah,
I mean,
he
he
loves
doesn't
yacht
have great
rock.
taste in music.
I think he's just highly knowledgeable of what's going on in different sense of culture, current events all the time. I didn't even know that he calls at some point he just called Taylor Tay Tay, and I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that she's got that kind of a nickname before. And then at some point he's liking some of her songs and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, he's
Look, I'm not going to say anything because I'm sure you've got many fans out there that like Taylor Swift, and yeah, that's great that Luke likes it. It's great that you like it. It's great that many people in the world like T Swizz.
it's not my cup of tea, but I
Mm.
recognize that she's brilliant. She's a brilliant entrepreneur, brilliant musician, but it's not my cup of tea. So, having said that, we're going to move on to something else because I think it's not something that we would really like to talk about. I've been meaning to ask you
Mm.
all this time, how did you start flying? You said you started flying at 16, but how did it come about? How?
It's a really good question, and most people that ask pilots, why, how, what did you get into, and it's for me, it was my parents. They're in the travel industry. They were back in
Mm,
those days,
mm,
and so like being born in England was purely by chance because my parents were just there at the time. And in those days, in the 70s,
yeah.
you could hand out passports as you please.
Yeah.
And then so very quickly I was uprooted to America, but we traveled a lot because of that. And I just have the most fond memories of being a tiny little boy on PanAm and TWA,
Oh, wow.
and when the 747s were introduced, and then climbing up to that upper deck. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying we were traveling in first class, but I just did it.
Yeah.
And I would go up there and I would sit in that lounge. And I
Mm.
remember sitting there, my little feet couldn't touch the floor.
Oh.
There was no bulletproof cockpit. You could just amble in. Everyone's smoking and drinking and having a great time. I think my mother was happy because she could finally get some rest.
Right.
And it must have put something in my mind. I didn't think about it at such
Mm.
a young age, but I recall from about the age of 8, 9, just saying, "Hey, that is damn cool. Those guys,
Oh.
it's a great life." And so it was just my singular focus,
Mm.
my which was a detriment to me in a sense, education-wise, because throughout school,
Yeah.
all I wanted to do was be a pilot, and I wasn't bothered with anything that they
Wow.
were trying to teach me because unless that meant I could be a pilot, I wasn't interested whatsoever. And it wasn't great. It really wasn't great. I mean, I knew I needed to have maths and physics,
Yes.
and I mean, I'm lucky that English is my first language. But for many people in the world, English is not your first language. But in aviation, we all have to use English. So
Mm.
I'm sure there are other people out there like me but they also had to pick up English. But I didn't. So I just that was my goal. And so even when I was in my sort of later years of high school,
Yeah.
I spent every weekend at the Aero Club, and I
Oh.
would go down there. I'd take the public bus, and I would get down there, and I would go around and do circuits. And I was only 16 when I sort of started flying.
Yeah.
I didn't even have my driver's license at all. I went solo before I had my driver's license.
Wow.
And sort of, that was my goal. And then, of course, once it gets serious and you have to start learning to fly for a career, then, you can't do that while you're at school.
Mm.
Um, so very fortunate that my parents were 100% supportive of me. So
Yeah.
they were able to, and flying is not cheap. It's really not cheap. It doesn't matter what
Yep.
area you're in. It's really expensive, but I was lucky.
Were you a star student then? Because you were so passionate about being a pilot that when you went to flying college, how did that?
I've never been a star student in anything I've done, but I think my passion and my drive got me through. I struggled
Mm.
with, there's many subjects. It's not just learn to fly an airplane and go. Once you get through the system, you have to do your commercial pilot's license. I mean, obviously, you have
Yeah.
private commercial. Then you have a separate one called an ATPL, which is an airline transport pilot's license.
Oh.
And that's really the sort of zenith study wise, and that's not easy. You got many different subjects. There's a lot,
Mm.
and so that was hard. I mean, ATPLs are tough,
It should be
but
hard, right? I mean, so that
it
not
should be.
everybody can become.
No, no, no. And that's also a really sad thing, though, Wish, is
Why?
because a lot of people wanted to, but maybe scholastically or the drive, they wanted that, but I suppose the system is there to weed out those that will just not be able to do it. But there were people there, and again, I go back to financially, they just couldn't
Oh,
afford to keep going all the way
that's
through
true.
it.
That's
It really
true.
is an incredible burden because the sad thing with aviation is you to get a job you need experience, and to get an experience you need a job. So you end up doing terrible jobs in your career. I mean, when I
Mm.
started off, I was working for this little tiny. It was literally one of those trailer homes that was put on the side of an airfield,
Is
and
that
I
the one
flew
in
this.
Botswana?
No, this is in New Zealand, where
Oh,
I'd finished my
really?
training, and I
Oh.
and I would walk down to these guys, and they said, "Look, if you become an instructor, we'll pay you." And it was $15 an hour, and
Okay.
that to me was a lot of money. But that's how you start. The
Mm.
things you have to do for that money are horrific,
Yes.
and it's sad because if you can't get through that phase where you're just eating rice every day, and just your dream is still there, you'll do whatever it takes.
Yes.
And the sad thing is, you might do things that you shouldn't even do, but it's just to get it there. And so I realized very early on that I needed to get out of New Zealand, especially, and just go and find my own way. And that's why I ended up in Botswana.
That is quite random to me. So when you were in Botswana, you were just searching to get out and still fly somewhere. And then how did that land? Like, not figuratively.
I
Yeah.
I want to say, I think my dad and I were watching something on television, way
Oh.
back in like 97 or 96. And we were looking at, and Africa came on a documentary. And
Mm.
I was sitting there going, this video footage must have been taken from an airplane.
Oh.
And so there must be pilots that are flying there doing that. And this is pre-internet, right? So you couldn't
Yeah.
just Google. There was no internet. So it was one of those weird sort of things. And so my dad bought me a ticket from New Zealand to Botswana via Johannesburg by
That's
myself. So
amazing.
I ended up on the sort of doorstep of this airport in Maun,
Mm-hmm.
which is where the Okavango Delta and all the game camps are. We knew that this was where things were happening. Like there was lots of game lodges, so we sort of like angled it down. But it was terrifying. I just got off this airplane. I remember standing there with like two rucksacks, and there's literally, like in those movies, dust balls flying
Oh
past.
my gosh.
I was expecting Clint Eastwood or somebody to come out of the corner and go, "Hey," like tip your hat to somebody as you walk past. It was like that. And I just
Wow.
walked
Oh,
from there, and I didn't have anywhere to stay. I didn't have anything to do. I was just like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no Airbnb at that time.
There's nothing. There is you just go okay, and you ask somebody, hey, is there a hotel or a motel, and where would people fly airplanes? And I was just lucky. I got there. It turns out there's lots of airplanes there,
Oh,
and you just walk. I walked down the street.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I call it a street. Maybe it's a street. Maybe it's not.
It's a
Uh,
road.
okay, yeah, it's a surface that vehicles drive over. The condition of it,
It's a surface where something with wheels would come.
yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
I did a few flights with these guys, and the funny thing was, I got on with these guys, and they said, all right. And I remember going into the interview,
Mm.
and it's when I say interview, we're not
Wait,
talking
wait,
what
wait.
most
So
people.
you just walk there, like we just walk across the airport and
Mhm.
just say, I'm looking
Hey,
for a pilot job.
hey, my name is Sam, same as, and I'm looking for a job, and here it is. And most people would sort of turn their nose and say, "No, we've got enough pilots. We've got enough pilots." And a few of them would turn around and say, "Okay, let's go and do a test flight, see
Mm.
what you're worth." And then this one outfit that I was with, and they set me down in this little room, and I was just sitting at the table talking to one guy.
Yeah.
I could hear this buzzing noise behind my head. I thought
Mm-hmm.
nothing of it. This is Africa. It could be anything. It could be whatever light blowing. And all of a sudden, all my hair fell on my chest.
What? Huh?
And what the other guy, the other pilot, had done was got a electric shaver,
Yeah?
like a clipper, and from the back of my head forward, down the middle, had just shaved it bald,
What?
right down the middle. And I remember just sitting there going, what's just happened right now? And
Why?
the other pilot looking at me, he was just laughing. He goes, "Well, you've got the job.
Oh.
You can take it, and we'll shave the rest of your hair off, or you can say no, and you can walk out of here with like a haircut like that." That was
Wow.
my first job.
Oh my
That's how it started.
gosh.
Yeah. Mm.
Only if you have selfies at that time.
I know. Imagine I had an old DSLR camera that was, one of those film that you had to take to a photo mat
Yes.
like that. But I don't have a photo of that. I mean,
Oh
it would
my
be. I'm sure
gosh.
somebody does somewhere. I mean, it would be interesting to see, but a reverse mohawk, basically. That's your job interview.
Oh my goodness. So they were multitasking while talking to you. They're already doing that.
Idiots.
Wow. And you lasted 2 years there. What have you
Three
learned?
years.
3 years. What
Yeah.
have you learned so much from there? Because that's pretty much your first professional job.
Yeah, you really made me think about that. That's a great question.
Hmm.
Um, it's a really good question. I think that you learn survivability. You also learn that, and it sounds bad thinking about it, but you learn that your the smallest thing you do
Mm.
could cause death. Like
Yeah. Yes.
you're working in an environment where it's really, really difficult. It's challenging. It's hard. That's the reason why there's not many people in those environments. It's hard work.
Mm.
You're not there for the money. You're there for the experience. But
Yeah.
the experience you get while you're there teaches you as a pilot
Mm.
survivability. Like you're really on your own, and if you make a mistake, it's catastrophic.
Yeah. Yes.
In those environments, there is no health and safety.
Yes.
The regulations were at those times very lax. So you're
Mm.
really operating in margins,
Close to none.
which taught you, hey, look, you can play around, but it's gonna bite you. And so I think
Yeah.
that taught me. I remember it's so funny right now because I remember when I was flying there, and we spent most of our life at 500 feet, maybe 1,000 foot,
Mm. Mm.
which is the size of a skyscraper. It's nothing, right? It's really low. And I remember looking up, I could see the contrails, which are definitely not some government conspiracy to poison the world.
Wow.
Contrails are not a conspiracy theory. If anyone's listening, they're not.
Oh my gosh.
But I would look up to the contrails, and I
Mm.
would imagine what they're doing. I could see them so high up there, just a little sliver of like glint of light coming off the airplane.
Yeah.
And now I'm the guy who's up there,
Yeah.
and I fly over the same area sometimes. And I look down and I look at them going,
Mm.
would I do that again? Would I do that again? And it's only with age and experience that you say, no way.
Yep.
No way would I do
Innocence
that
is
again.
bliss, you know?
Hey, when you're 19 years old, you're made of
Oh,
rubber and
yeah.
magic. You're
Yeah.
out.
It's just we're daredevils when we were younger,
Hmm,
but
stupid.
yeah, but it made you who you are and you're still here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's great.
That's a good reasoning sometimes. Like, okay, we did a lot of crazy stuff when we were younger, but we're not dead. We're here.
Yeah, yeah,
So it should be
yeah.
okay.
It should be okay. Hopefully I've got a couple more years left. As just get through it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then how did you say, okay, I've had enough of this? It's such a mind opening, life altering experience flying in Botswana. And then you move to Myanmar. Again, another place that I I actually didn't know any of these about you. I'm just learning about
Hmm.
this. So yeah, and then of all places, again, why Myanmar? I love your choices because it's not typical.
They're obscure. Again, comes back to that experience thing, right? So the airplane I was flying in Botswana was a small single-engined airplane,
Mm.
and it's piston-driven, right? So
Oh.
it's just a big, big car, giant car engine in the front.
Yeah.
But if you want to fly jets, you've got to get, you know, turbine time,
Mm.
turbine engines. So
Right.
it's not easy to get a jet job, but turboprops like ATRs and things like you've been on in New Zealand when you fly around in there, or even in the Philippines and whatnot, they have a lot.
Mm.
So you've got to get that job,
Yeah.
and it's really hard, like to step up.
Yeah.
And so Myanmar had an opportunity. They were flying turboprop airplanes, ATRs. I applied for this sort of company because, I mean, again, no one wants to go to these places. Nobody wants to be in Myanmar, especially in the 90s or early, like a sort of, it was perceived as something that's terrible.
Mm.
And I applied and got this job. And it was actually fantastic. Some of the best years of my life.
Oh, wow.
Um, but it was, to answer your question, it's progression. You
Yeah.
just need to get those hours that, every
Yeah.
pilot has a logbook. You've got to get those hours. And once you get those hours, the bigger the aircraft, all those sort of things make a difference to airlines. And
Mm.
throughout all this time, I'm applying to all of the major airlines around the world, but
Yeah.
you just get rejection letters almost by default because you're just a little guy who's flying a small airplane in Africa. Nobody's going to pay
Right.
any attention to you.
Yeah.
So you eventually get the hours up and you move on. And so Myanmar was that stepping stone for me.
Mm.
I think it was still Burma back then.
Oh, yeah. It
And
was
it,
it
it,
still?
it was
Yeah.
Burma. I
Yeah,
think
it was still
was it still
Yeah.
Rangoon and Burma? It could have
Yeah.
been. I think we all still addressed it while we were there as Rangoon and Burma, but that's
Yeah.
not a political thing. We didn't do it politically, but I think it just took a while for it to move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. And then after all of these, how did you land back to Singapore? Were your parents still here at that time or
They were, yes, my parents were still there. And so Singapore was always the hub.
Mhm.
And just finding your way back, and then obviously throughout all this sort of stuff, you meet people along the way,
Right.
and so much in life is not what you know; it's who you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Unfortunately
It's
that it is what it is.
yeah, it's sort of a double-edged sword, isn't it? Really, but
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have exposure to people, you don't have the opportunity to meet people, and maybe that's part of youth as well. You don't have that, and as you get on. I mean, imagine the amount of people we've met in the last 15 years that we know each other
Ah,
that are in all of the industries that we've been in.
yeah.
I mean, fascinating, right? I mean, you could, if you were in that field, those would all be openings just because you've had a great dinner party with somebody or you met them and you've got on.
Mm,
That can change the trajectory of your life quickly.
absolutely. I agree with that. I was talking to another friend of mine when I was in London recently. She just said something to me because she's in TV production. So I said that, is there anything for my brother to do in London? How easy it is to enter the industry. And then she said, it's always about if just there's one person who would believe in you, who would
Mm.
really trust and believe in you, then you get in. And I completely believe that some of the breaks that we've got after all the hardships, of course, you work hard for it to where you are in life, but it does matter that there's this one glimmer of hope, which is a person who just thoroughly believes in you, who's in that industry and pulls you in. And I'm always forever grateful with those people who do that. So I pay that forward too. It's that sense. Do you think that there are people in your career life that is so formative of your entire career of where you are right now?
I'm going to 100% put it down to my parents,
Mm.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without them, I wouldn't be in this position.
Yeah.
Without what they've given me, the opportunities that they've exposed me to, it's entirely them. There are definitely, once you start your career and once you're inside a career, I think that there are people that you are in awe of and mentors and people that you look at with a lot of respect. And
Mm.
there's many of those in my life.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what like someone that believes in you. I think that's a lovely thing to say. Someone that believes in you and that they are taking a personal risk by assuming their belief is correct.
Yes.
It actually makes my hair stand up because it's so heartwarming to
Mm.
think that there are people that do that.
Yeah.
It's so easy to ignore people because you've got your own problems in life. You don't need to worry about that and let that person just fight for himself. I did that, so that other person should do that. But there are people that to this day still with me will go out of their way to help. And I really respect that and I'm in awe of those people.
Because you're the same. You're the same to other people, just for you to be aware of that.
You pay it forward, right? You're in a position and help somebody else along the way.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but it really is that way. And I think that's what makes good leaders and good, your cohort it's really important for them to understand that you're not in this for yourself. It's build everybody else up. And people that are fearful, of the youth,
Mm.
of people that are younger than them and smarter than them, that drives me insane because I see a lot of people in my career
Yeah.
that are younger than me, but
Mm-hmm.
they're brilliant, absolutely
Mm-hmm.
brilliant.
Yes.
And I would go out of my way to put them on a pedestal higher than I am
Mm.
because they deserve it. And they should be there because they're more capable. It's that period of time when you're defending yourself or your job or your life because somebody else is a threat. That's ridiculous. That person's better at it. Let them do it.
Yes. And if someone is a threat to you, that means you have to look inwards, right?
Mm,
You have to look inwards. Why are
mm,
you threatened? Are you having an
yes,
imposter syndrome, or are you really crap at it? You know?
exactly,
But if you're crap at
exactly.
it, then you should not be there anymore anyway. Someone who should deserve it should be there instead of pulling someone down.
Couldn't agree more. They should be there, and because they have the aptitude, they have the capability, and it's great.
Thing
Just as
what
long as it's not your
Mhm.
husband.
Another thing that I appreciate about you is that you're a very good cheerleader to everyone. Some people may find you obnoxious, and I don't in a
Oh,
negative
that's
light,
valid.
but I
That's
feel,
valid.
hmm? Yeah, but
It's valid.
when I say but for me, when I say you're obnoxious, it's a positive thing. It's like you're so fun up to the point that it's obnoxious, but I like that kind of humor, right? But what I
Right.
really like about you is that really, I always see that you do listen to all of us and then just absorb it. And then you, in your own funny way, you would always exalt other people. You always pull them up, what they've done, if they've done a good job or if they're good at something. You always pick up on that.
Well, I think that maybe my arrogance or my obnoxiousness, right, or my perceived that sort of intolerable behavior that I do have sometimes have. If you're going to take that approach with people, you also have to be self-depreciating,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
so that's how I try and disarm a situation where you'll go in and it comes across as a little bit, oh my gosh, what's going on? But then you realize that my tactic is that I'm going to put myself down and I'm going to put you up because it makes the situation a lot sort of better. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's not a conscious decision, Wish.
No, I appreciate it.
My take on this is that, but everybody is, and I don't think a lot of people get a lot of support
Yeah.
and feel their self-worth. You don't want to be facetious, is that the right word? You
Yeah.
don't when you don't want to be too glowing about somebody because it looks ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you want to make that person feel good about themselves and feel special and feel good and go home happy, but also sort of, with a twist.
With a twist. Yes. Yeah, that's very you, and I appreciate that so much. So also we just recently, I don't know how to broach this topic, so I'm just gonna go gently because you can stop me. There are big changes happening in your life right now as a
Mm,
person. So
mm,
um
mhm.
I told you
Go
about
ahead, jump
this.
in.
So I just wanted to say, I think because you married early, you know about Sam yourself being a dad, like a good father, a pilot, and a husband. And now you're breaching into learning about you as an individual, like as Sam, as an
Mm.
individual in our 40s. And I just wanted to check in. What are you learning about yourself so far with your journey on this new chapter of your life?
Wow, I really don't have an answer. As you were questioning, I was genuinely trying to figure out where I was going to go or how I'm going to answer this question.
Mm,
I don't know, Wish. I really don't know because your singular focus when you have a big life changing moment
mm-hmm.
is you've got to come back to sort of the base of what you are, who you are, and what you've got at the time, right?
Yes.
So I have two boys, and they are my singular focus. They
Mm,
they are my life. I'm just trying to focus on them
yeah.
and giving them the best future for what we've got going ahead. It's not a life changing experience. I think a life changing experience would be something catastrophic or something that you didn't see coming or were taken unaware of. That would be harder to deal with. But when you see something coming along the way,
Mm,
you're better able to deal with that. And I think that taking things slowly is really important.
right. Yes.
Not rushing into things. Like,
Absolutely.
again, I'm a communicator. So
Mm-hmm.
if something's getting difficult or uncomfortable, just talk about it
Yeah.
and say to yourself, to yourself, especially, and to whoever else involved.
Have you already understood the situation right now? Because I know that your focus is always the kids. They're beautiful, by the way, growing up like very beautiful little men. And I'm just really wondering, sorry, it's just my curiosity as well. Have you absorbed about how everything unfolded for you? Or are you hurt by the situation? Let's say it's not a common reason
Mm.
to have something like this. It's not even unique as well, but it's something, knowing you, I would assume that it would not affect you stereotypically of others, that it will hurt their ego. But
Yeah, look, 100%. I see what you're asking, and maybe it's just me that it's not. It's that there. I comprehend 100% what's going on.
mm,
To be honest with you, it's such a sense of relief and happiness for all parties. It genuinely is.
mm,
It's not stressful. There's no grief. There's no looking back. I mean, you can look back. I think looking back is important
yeah.
and seeing where things went wrong or how things developed to this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that. I'm a very introspective person. I
Yes.
spend a lot of time with myself just thinking about how and why things have progressed.
Yeah.
But it's actually more of a happy moment, to be honest with you.
Wow.
um,
Mm.
because it's a relief, I think, for both parties,
Yeah.
and just being so supportive too. So there's no animosity or anger, or
Exactly.
there isn't any hatred. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. It's almost like a weight or a cloud was lifted off you, and you're now free to do what it is you'd like to do.
Mm.
It has its moments. It's tough,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of things to sort out along the way.
Mm.
But no, yeah, really don't. Yeah,
I
it's great.
think I think the biggest factor here is that it's not in spite, it's still love all over. So, and the respect that both of you have shown the kids and everybody around you, your in-laws, and even for us, like seeing that swell. I always have. I mean, my position in here, like when I learned about it, is really to protect both of you. It's not just one or the other;
Mm,
it's
mm,
protecting the both of you. And then
yeah.
ultimately, of course, it rolls down to the kids who are really growing up too fast.
And you've been fantastic with that. I mean, just managing and looking at things from a standpoint that is neutral. And that's been wonderful to have your support throughout all of this and your advice too. And I really appreciate, like, our friend network
Mm,
is brutally honest, right?
yeah.
We don't beat around the bush.
Yep.
If something needs to be said, it'll be said.
Mm,
And I think that's been quite astounding for me, is throughout all this, is how people have just been really honest about how they feel about everything.
yeah.
I think it's more a shock for others
For others who are
that,
sheltered, yes.
yes, sheltered is
Not,
the
not.
correct
It's
word.
not bad, but
Not
they're just
they're just like, how can this happen? This is
beyond.
not possible.
Yeah.
And there's so many facets to it as well.
Yes.
So you've got this, but once that initial dust cloud settles,
Mm.
and everyone goes back to their bunker and they sit there and they think about it, and then they come back out again, and they all everybody emerges and they take their nuclear goggles off. I don't know why I have a nuclear image in my head, and they come out, and it's hugs and handshakes, and let's go and find some water and move on. That's and that's that. But I've just seen that from the start, so I've known that from the start. So I've been
Mm.
confident, and both of us have been confident in that position about where we're going with this.
Yes.
It's just about the boys and protecting everybody and making sure that everything's done in an amicable manner, and that's the key there. But I understand that these sort of situations are so dynamic.
It
Like
is.
it just the situation that we are in right now is we're able to do this
Yes.
in this manner and make it work this way.
It's so graceful. I'm telling you now, it's so graceful because the biggest chunk of it is you. How you've been really handling it very gracefully, that it just cascades throughout everybody around you. And I respect that very, very much because, it's again, it's rare to find a situation in this world that's not making drama out of it. Everybody's trying to escalate it into something.
Mm.
But you have been very graceful with all of these. And do you think that this grace that you have is coming from your humble experience all throughout your life so far?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever prepared for an experience like this.
Mm,
But I think that, yes, of course, it's just who you are as a person. Do you want to be malicious? Do you want to be angry? Do you want to be upset with the whole situation? Or do you see a future? Do you see the long game
mm,
and where it goes? What's the point in making things difficult or hard, or there's no need for it. You just want to move forward in the best way possible, because we don't need stress in our life. We don't need anger. We don't need all of the anxiety that goes with everything.
mm.
There's enough going on in our lives at the moment. So, my point is, let's just make this as easy as possible.
Yes.
There will be difficult moments. There will be. There's no denying that. You
Mm,
can't say to yourself, this is all going to be fine. Things will come up, but when they come up, you deal with them.
yes.
Maybe just that's my aviation background, how how
Mm.
we're taught to deal with things. You're looking at a bigger picture.
Yeah.
You're not myopic. You're looking at how things will play out in the long term and get to that safe point,
Mm.
and then you can have But this is slightly different. But yeah, I don't. I just want to go through happily for everybody.
Yeah. So, what would you like your boys to pick up from life right now? For example, if they listen to this or if they hear this, probably, let's say not
Mhm.
even now, maybe like 5, 10 years from now, what do you want them to
Right.
pick up from this?
What is there? What is there to learn from this? I mean, you.
Not just about this, the life so far. Like, what would you like? What's your short love letter for them 10 years from now?
Oh, I just love my boys. My boys. I love them.
Oh.
That's they just know that you give them the best life you can possibly give your children.
Mm,
Anybody out there in the world loves their children, and there are people in very difficult situations. There are people that don't have and are struggling so hard, and it's just the idea that you can do your best for your children,
mm.
and they will see that. I think the children do see that. I
They
think
do. They
they
do.
they pick up on that, and they will be who they are.
Yes.
they they will grow up to be the people that you sort of frame them for. And some children eschew everything they've learned from their family because they just didn't like it.
Mm,
And some people will learn everything from their parents. I think you expose them to as much as you possibly can,
yes.
and in a controlled, responsible framework where they're safe to make their own decisions and make mistakes. And in those mistakes, you do judge the mistakes, right? And you say, what could you do better?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a cliche, but I mean, it is how it works. I mean,
Yes.
parenting's awful. It's really hard. It's really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they will be who they are, and I trust them.
Wow. Coming from a father's heart. Oh.
Love. Just love. It's just love, Wish.
Yes, I think so too. So, speaking of love, who do you love best among our group of friends?
Nice try. No way I'm going to that hole. I've got enough on my plate. There's no way. I dislike all
I'm
of my
putting you on the
friends
spot.
equally. I dislike them all equally.
Wow, so
They're all awful,
diplomatic.
and none of them. Look, I mean, they're just. It is probably one of the oddest groups of friends ever collected together.
Okay. If you're gonna tell someone how eclectic this group is, how would you describe this group in a short form that doesn't involve 3 hours?
Okay, we have a WhatsApp group
Mm-hmm.
called Daily Life.
Yep.
On that Daily Life, all of our friends are on that chat group.
Mm.
Daily Life is not a support network.
What?
If you have a problem and you want to air it on Daily Life, be prepared. That is what it is.
Er,
That is how I would sum up what we have.
like,
We absolutely adore and love each other, and we will go out of our way for anybody else, but we're not going to show it or in any way announce that there's any genuine friendship. It's just, hey, you're on your own, but they're going to make it worse.
daily life, it's like piranhas. And then the messages is equivalent to like a piece of meat. You throw it
Yeah,
in the water
it,
with the piranhas, and then you're on your own. The meat's just gonna be.
and that's the stupid thing about the group is that people keep throwing themselves in the river, right? And you do it
Yeah.
constantly, and everyone's waiting and baiting and baiting
Yep.
and baiting, and then it's just like we got it. There's a hook. We got the hook in the mouth, and we're on. But the odd thing is nobody takes uh, serious offense to this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not mean. That's the difference.
You're
We
not
we are.
bitches. Well, sometimes, but
Yeah. No, we're not. We're not someone who's sort of like that. But we every time you send a message, you have to be very careful about how you craft it and how it's going to be received because, for sure, and people. It's an amazing group of friends because it's also an interesting dichotomy. When you look at it, Wish, and you
Yeah.
see us all,
Yep.
there's such a broad spectrum of people,
Yes.
right? It's not like this is a friend group that grew up together and went to school. Yes, a few of the group
Yeah.
all went to school together, but most of us are all just people that met here in Singapore and then just evolved and from all backgrounds and all industries, which I love the most because
Yeah.
you don't go into a setting where you're sitting on the sofa or in a bar and you talk about work because none
Mm.
of us do the same thing.
Yes. Would rather talk about other things.
We just talk about the worst things you could possibly imagine.
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
I love
Mostly
that.
your husband. He's the worst.
Uh, he's the best. He's the best of the worst.
Oh, it's not. I don't think it's really, you know, delusional. Both of
No,
you.
Sam, you're the best. And then I laughed. So
Well, it was more
really,
of that sort of nervous laughter, like, oh,
no, so really, who's your favorite friend?
you can't have a favorite friend, right? Everyone's a friend. You're not gonna bite me into this because I most of our friends don't have technology. They don't have electricity, so they probably won't be able to listen to this at all.
No, they won't.
They're
I
not
doubt it.
intelligent
They're
enough to be able to
um
listen.
well, some of your friends are not supportive, so yeah. I
Hey,
love them,
none of
but
them are.
they're not.
None of them.
Yeah,
None of them are
they're the
supportive.
worst. I don't know why I love them.
Really,
It's like a what do you call that? Stockholm. So
Stockholm
probably I
syndrome.
still love them even though they're not supportive. Is that like I'm a
Yeah,
captive? Like I'm a captive of this group who's so
yeah.
obnoxious, who tears
Mm,
everyone
mm.
apart. But for but
Vile,
for the love of
just
it.
vile people.
That's
Yep.
the thing. It's for the love of it. It's not. Yeah, I think it's so. All of us, I think, are so self-deprecating. So that's what I
Mm.
love about it. And then when you put a few drops of alcohol, then that's party, right?
Well, lucky none of us drink, so
Yeah,
that's
just
also
that's why I
good.
said just
Mm,
like a couple
mm,
of drops of
mm.
alcohol.
Yeah,
We already
maybe we cook
party.
because we love cooking, so we might cook with alcohol.
Yes,
That's about it.
flambe
Yep.
everything.
Don't touch the devil's juice. No way.
Oh goodness. We ended up in there. So what do
Well,
you
I don't know where
feel?
you ended up in.
Yeah. So what are you feeling now? Are you still nervous? Are you more comfortable now? What's going on with this podcast?
Hey, the podcast is fantastic. It's great. I think you have done a great job running it, and I think your questions are fantastic. And it's funny for maybe the listeners that are listening to this.
Mm.
We didn't plan any of this. This is completely unscripted, or we're friends, but there's no behind the scenes. I'm going to ask you any of this. So I didn't know what I was going to be asked or what sort of direction this podcast would take,
Yep.
but I enjoy it. It's fun to do. You must enjoy doing these podcasts.
Absolutely. It's me recording my conversation with friends and acquaintances and things come up. I don't completely research as well because I have like a few sets of questions only to guide me, but it's more of if you're vibing with someone, right? The conversation is just going to flow.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean, it just meanders down a random path,
which is
and
good.
then you sort of. I love that. There's always those moments when you're at a dinner party or something where it stops, and you have that sort of awkward moment of
Okay, tumbleweed.
tumbleweed, and you're looking across at the person sitting next to
It's
you, and
like,
you're like,
save
oh no,
me.
not that person. I don't want to talk to them either.
Yeah.
Oh
And also
gosh, and then
it's good to have this one-on-one with people because sometimes I know that for example we're very close but we don't deep dive into things because we're always in a big group. It's never
right,
one-on-one.
we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time
Exactly, because you're
to
piloting
get,
all the time. You're piloting and fathering all the time. So, and I was away for a while.
yeah. Yeah, and it's much better to have this private conversation on a podcast, so that hundreds of millions. I'm imagining there's hundreds of millions,
I wish.
maybe billions,
Wow.
of listeners out there. And so it's much better to have a private conversation where everybody's listening to it. I think
Exactly.
that's the best,
That's the best.
so they can ridicule me, not you. Yeah.
I love highlighting friends. So, yes, Sam. So, in closing, what's the word that you can
Mm,
impart to our listeners and why out of all of
hope,
this?
hope, have some hope.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Really believe in yourself. I mean, I know it sounds so cliched, and now I'm saying it. I sort of I don't regret it, but I really, really just have hope. There is a lot out there in this world.
Yes.
There is, and there's a lot of good people.
Yes.
There is a future, and sometimes it feels like there is nothing left that you can do. But really, really, there is. If you believe in you and you believe in your dream and you persevere, you'll get there. I mean, it's not easy. It's really not easy.
Mm, wow. Beautiful. It's not even a cliche. It's just some of the simplest things that we forget sometimes. As simple as hope. That
I think
word.
we get inundated
Yeah.
with life, right? The daily life. We
Mm,
get inundated in the stress and the anxiety that comes with it. And I think that really listening to yourself and finding that time to say, what is causing me all of this anxiety or stress, and
mm,
just look at it introspectively and go, okay, what could I do? What can I do to stop this and change this? And that's why it comes with hope, because there really is a future. There really is many good things out there. I sound very sort of uh, what's the word for this? It sounds very depressing, but it's not. I'm speaking from a happy tone.
it's actually very genuinely wonderful to have something like that. Again, we're inundated with so many things that we forgot about the simplest things. It may be difficult, but you're speaking the truth, not your truth, but the truth. Because yeah, everybody's just have their own truths. But I think this is a universal truth about hope.
Yeah, it's because your listeners are global, and sometimes it's just nice to hear conversations and whatnot.
Yes.
But to also know that the people that, like you and I talking right now, we're just real people just talking.
Yeah.
We are like everybody else out there in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. We're not different in any form or fashion.
Mm-hmm. That's true. We all struggle. We all have our victories. We all have our moods, ups and downs.
Mm.
But I think the biggest difference between each person is how much hope they believe in their hearts.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wish. But now I have a question for
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay.
What are your cats doing right now?
My cats are my executive producers. I kind of revealed that on social media. They're actually behind me. Sagrada is behind me.
Yeah.
Every time I record, every time I produce, every time I edit, they're always right beside me. So they're my bosses. They're the executive producers of the show.
Where's Sergio?
Sergio was behind me earlier. Oh, yes, they're both behind me. They're both behind me sleeping. They support me 100%. So they know when I'm about to record, they come up with me here in my studio and they sleep behind me.
Have they been well fed? Are
Oh,
they ready for
hell
bed now, or is
yeah.
it cat-based questions?
Oh,
And again, sorry for your viewers that hate cats.
mm.
In the morning time, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, do they wake you up?
No, I have a trick when it comes to them not waking us up annoyingly in the middle of the night. They're like kids. You have to be consistent and give them a routine because cats got time
Mm-hmm.
clocks, like body clocks, and they know
Yes, they.
routine.
Mm-hmm.
So I tire them before we go to bed. They know when I go up, I do my ablutions and then I go to bed. And then when I sit on the bed, they know it's playtime. So Chase and cat
Yeah.
teasers and all of these, they go nuts, right? They run after each other, they fight, they go crazy with the toys, and then they're tired. So the entire night they're gonna sleep with us. It's either they sleep in our bed or they sleep somewhere else, but they're asleep. They will only wake us up after 7 or something. How about you? Is Frankie causing a
Oh, he's
disturbance?
awful. At about 4 or 5, he'll start howling and just howling nonstop. But I
Oh.
mean, also, like living in the tropics, you have to have air conditioning,
Yes.
and so if you close the door, of course, it's better for everything, right? But cats hate closed doors.
Oh, yes.
If you just close a random door they never go into, they get upset.
Uh-huh, that's true.
So you have to leave a crack in the door, of course, which lets all the mosquitoes in and all of the heat and everything like that. But if I close the door, it's game over. For the rest of the night, I'll be up and down like at least 15 times because they go out and then they get bored and they come straight back. Hey, that door's closed. What the hell's going on here?
Yep. Yep.
And so then I usually leave a crack. But then about 5, I'll get really like it doesn't stop. It's incessant, and you know how painful it is because they have a change. They can change their tone,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
sit next to you. So
totally.
he climbs over my head and then climbs on the bed and then sits next to me. And also, there's a creepy thing where you're half asleep and you wake up, and then there's a sort of like a Egyptian cat
He's staring at you.
sitting staring at
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
if you reach your hand out to pet, you get bitten because they're not interested in love or anything else. But
They're
you wake your ass up, you get out of bed because I'm awake. Because
mm-hmm.
this is the stupid thing with cats is that they sleep all day long, and nighttime they're like, "Hey, I'm awake.
Yep.
You guys, let's get this party." And you're like, "No, no, no, it doesn't work that way. You've seen this your entire life. How I sleep at night,
Yep.
right? Awfully frustrating."
Yeah, I think my advantage is that I'm mostly at home. So I could tire them during daytime. They're in the backyard. I could tire them
Mm.
during daytime. They're not asleep during the day. And then before going to bed, I tire them a little bit extra so they sleep. Because, yeah, I'm at home. But for people who are working, especially for you, your hours are crazy. Sometimes it's just, there's no pattern. So it's hard for the
There is
cat
no pattern.
too.
I don't know what he does when I'm not here. I mean, does he just meow by himself? Does he just annoy himself?
You get him another one.
You've seen the size of my cat.
Yeah, you get him a kitten.
He'll eat it.
No, he'll be
Yep.
gentle with it, but get
No.
probably a female. Or no,
I
no, no,
tell you what
another
I would
male.
like to get, and I'm being genuinely serious with this.
Mm.
I would like a pot-bellied pig.
Oh my gosh, that will be so cute. But is it allowed in Singapore to have a tiny, like a
No.
miniature
Um,
pot-bellied pig?
I've never looked at the regulations, but I'm fairly sure that you couldn't have one. But I would. They're so cute because pigs are so intelligent. This is my horrible dilemma I have to deal with is because I love bacon. It is literally, if you ask me what my last meal is a bacon sandwich, right? That is it. It just because it's the most amazing product in the
And
world.
you're a
But
picky
pigs are so
eater.
intelligent. And they're the most wonderful animals, right? They're incredible. My sons show me videos on TikTok of like little pigs running around, and
Oh,
they're so cute.
they're
I want one.
so lovable.
I really want a pig. And imagine walking down the street with a little pig.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's gonna fly in Singapore.
No, it's not going to work. I don't think it'll work in many countries. Society says things.
There are miniature piglets or pigs, and they're adorable, and they're all on social media too. People who own
See,
them, they're so
this is also another
adorbs.
thing you don't know, Libby. I have no social media.
Yeah, I respect
Zero.
that.
Well, I mean, it's just, I just don't want to be contacted.
Yeah, I respect that.
We're talking about eating food. It just came out of my mind.
Mm.
Octopuses.
Yeah.
Did you watch that Netflix documentary about that man that swam down? Because now I realize we've all been talking about, are there aliens? If you look at an octopus, damn right there's an alien.
Mm.
It's right there. It's in our backyard.
And it's
I mean, if you have
intelligent too.
it's intelligent and incredible. And I was watching some other, again, my son showed me a TikTok video of of this man, different man than the other one in the Netflix one.
Mm.
But just they do know, but they're so delicious.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to do.
Oh.
It's a horrible because when you have a Spanish octopus, it is so good.
Yes,
It's like it is
polpo.
smoky, it's charred, but
Mm.
then you think about how intelligent they are.
It's a
I mean, I've got to
dilemma.
I've got to give respect to Ricky Gervais, right?
Why?
Because he's an animal activist,
Ah,
right? He
yes.
loves animals, and he just stopped eating meat not because he didn't like it, he loves it, but because he's proclaimed his entire career that he needs to protect animals.
Mm.
So I'm not going to eat him. I mean, hats off to him for doing that. I mean, I wish I had okay, removing octopus from my menu wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be difficult. It's not like it's a daily, uh, hey, what are you having for breakfast?
Octopus
Octopus.
all
Who
the
doesn't?
time.
Octopus and champagne.
Wow. Well, I think my view when it comes to this, again, just my personal point of view, nobody needs to be canceled, of course. There are different people of different levels of tolerance, different levels of belief, different levels of really what they could do with the environment that they want to have. So it
Hmm.
still banks on free will. I cannot say I'm against this group versus that group who are eating this or who are not eating that. I respect that.
I agree.
At the end of the
I
day,
agree,
we
100%.
just needed to respect each other's choices. Unless it's really going too far, like
I
criminals
agree.
and people who are hurting
Yeah,
other people, then that's a different
right.
thing altogether. But it's really hard, right? Like, how are you going to choose, and why are you choosing that? It's up to you. I don't need to question that. Nobody can question that. It's
Mm.
your choice, and that needs to be
I 100%
respected.
agree, but it's just one of those sort of, wow, it's just tough. I mean, I don't know how we got to this point, but
It's just, I
yeah.
suppose, the coming to this point is really everybody's lives are unfolded in front of the entire world through social media, right? Because these things, these ideals, these choices have always been there. It's more elevated nowadays because we've got all of our lives are in media. So everybody gets influenced by that, or everybody thinks that they're entitled to have a say on somebody else's choices.
Right. I mean, this is a huge issue that I think we're dealing with globally right now
Yes.
with this. And it's the idea of sort of moderation. And if you look at all the debacle with different social media sites
Mm.
and whatnot, you want to have an open, free sort of like discussion on things. But I mean, as you said, look, people can sit and say what they like. They can. And it's good and bad. But again, I don't know how we got to this point after the food. But that also, I just want to one last comment.
Mm.
So you said after I do my ablutions, are you from the 14th century?
I would like to think so sometimes.
I mean, nobody says ablutions.
Excuse me, look, and I say ablutions every time. Like at night when I go up, it's like I need to go
Look,
up now and do
don't
my
you don't need to be
ablutions.
descriptive about it.
Huh?
But, I mean, like you, you go to the bathroom. I'm not a big fan of the word toilet. In fact, I was debating queue versus toilet as my most
Oh,
disliked word.
yeah, queue and toilet. You can
I
just say
just hate the
toilet.
word toilet. I don't like it. It's just to me. It just I don't understand why I don't like it. There's nothing wrong with the word.
So what do you
But
say?
bathroom.
Bathroom. But
But
not
also
all
bathroom is also
bathrooms.
18th century.
Yeah, but not all bathrooms are bathrooms. It's just
Well,
a
I
loo.
know. I know. A loo is fine. Loo works well. I'm going to the loo, or I'm going to freshen up, which also has connotations like, hey, I've just farted and I need to go and have a cleanup. But ablutions, nobody uses
We
that.
use that regularly here at home.
Yeah, but there's two of you, and both of you are not normal.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Well, everybody should know this. I mean, because it's. I'm sure there are many people listening now going, right,
What's
that's
ablution?
right. Ablutions, like. if you were at a dinner party
Mm,
and imagine you're sitting there, do you push your chair back and say, "Excuse me for a moment, I need to go and do my ablutions"?
not necessarily, because when I say ablutions, it's mostly in the context of I'm doing not just to poo. It's all about me preparing for bed. So I do get rid of my makeup, I
Mm-hmm.
wash my face, or I have a little shower, a little tinkle. It's an entire myriad of what you do getting ready for bed or getting ready for the day. So
You
in that
also use the word
context,
tinkle
yeah. Like
again.
kids.
Do you ever say, I have to go potty"? Do you?
No, no. I mean, I
I mean,
use that for toddlers if I talk to
mm,
toddlers. But, the normal thing for me that I'm not even ashamed of, whenever I
mm.
say, for example, if I need to go to the toilet, I always say, I need to poo or I need to pee. Even with my
So
in
you're
laws.
honest about it.
Yeah.
You don't just say, excuse me, I've got to
No,
go to the bathroom."
because
You're
why?
specific.
I'm specific
You
because,
tell everybody that's listening which number you're doing.
yeah. You know why? Because I'm
Mm,
done with the bullshit. It's just poo and pee, and we all do it too. It's just pee
okay.
and poo is a normal fact of life. We eat, we poo. And I'd rather do that because sometimes, especially for close friends, it's like, I gotta go poo.
Mm,
Because that means, for
okay.
example, where when we're at a restaurant, they know that I'm not gonna emerge for a longer period of time. you know?
But you could. That's brave. I'm going to give you a tip of the hat. You're getting a full tip of the hat for that because I'm not that brave. I don't have that sort of level of confidence, because I'm just worried about the judgment. Like, boy, he's been there for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
what? What is it? 'Cause also, there's the judgment when you come back,
Yeah,
right? Everyone looks at
exactly.
you and they're like, "I know what you just did." And
Yeah.
now you can't. I don't know how I could face people if they knew what I did. Like if I was away for a period of time, and most people would guess he's done number twos, right? Because of the period of time he's been away. That's okay because they still have to guess. I didn't tell them what I was doing. I, they don't need to. So when they come back, they're like, and people looking at you like, "Did you wash your hands? Did you get a good cleanup on there? Was there enough toilet paper? What sort of situation are you dealing with in there? Was there? I mean, like, if it was if it was in Japan, you're coming back fresh because they have those
Yes.
the most amazing
Oh,
toilets in the
hell
world,
yes,
right?
yes.
So you're coming back. You smell like Sakura and Mount Fuji. You are
Yuzu.
literally perfect when you come out.
Yes.
But if it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sharing that bread with you anymore. We're done with that.
No, but I think my approach nowadays, I'm saying that I need to poo to everyone. It's mostly for friends that I could trust. But most of the time,
Right.
I have no shame about these things because my approach now is so different. My view about life now is like, if you present a fact that is a fact in this world, but makes other people uncomfortable, they're not ever going to talk about it. They're going to be in denial. They would just forget about it because it's uncomfortable.
You're right. There are still subjects which are taboo, right? There are
Yes.
still there are still elements which we
Pooing is a
we
taboo.
perceive as I don't know, nothing taboo, but I mean it's there are still sort of like you're not in a bank and then get up and yell at everybody in the bank, "I'm going to poo. Everybody, my queue number is 1003. Um Look, I've got to go. I really, I had McDonald's for breakfast, and then that cheese, it gets you,
Yes, it
and
does.
I'm on my way out.
For real.
So I mean, but I commend you. I commend you for being that brave. There's no way. There's no
It's
way. I mean, there's just no
confidence.
way.
I think there are some things that I am doing now in my life versus before. It's only because of perspectives, right? There are some things that we are ashamed about that everybody does. So why are we even ashamed about it? Yeah, because it's a taboo. So I'm
Yeah.
untabooing some of the things that we should not be ashamed about. So, for
I
example,
think,
like, you know,
I think, let's be honest,
mm,
I think most men,
mm.
and I'm speaking for most men in the world, think that women don't poop.
or fart. We don't fart.
Definitely, either of the two you
We
don't do.
don't.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. I'm just
It just makes our life
I'm
slightly
just
easier.
bluffing you.
See, I knew it all along.
Yeah,
It was a farce. I
it
see. This is what
is.
I got to at the end. It was just complete fabrication.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
wanted to know your reaction
mhm,
to it.
mhm. Disbelief
Yeah.
was what my reaction was.
Sorry I wrecked
Absolute
you.
disbelief. It's all right. And I mean, now I won't take you any longer because you have to go and do your ablution.
No, not yet. My ablutions will start probably in an hour.
Oh, great. Good to know.
Mention it to Luke. We do that. Like before he went out to see you for lunch, he told me,
Hmm.
"Okay, I'm gonna go up now and do my ablutions, and then have lunch with Sam." So it's a normal
God,
occurrence in our abode.
look.
Dude, I
Again,
love words.
nothing, nothing in your abode is normal. Nothing in your abode is normal.
That's true
I, I
too.
I hope one day your viewers get an opportunity to see it. Maybe a live streamcast of
Dude,
just the abnormality that goes on in your
oh,
world.
speaking of no normality in my abode, Luke
Mm,
told me this morning, "Hey, I bought new copper." It's like, "Oh, okay. What copper? What type? What pot?" It's like, "You have to guess." I was like, "I can't guess. I don't know what I don't have." Like, I
so
always like
tiresome.
saucing
So
pans.
tiresome.
And
Yeah,
then, so he said, "Oh, I bought you a milk boiler."
of course he did. Of course he bought you a
And then I was like, Why?" It's like, when you
because
boil
it's not.
milk. Oh, okay. Thank you. Why aren't you happy? Well, because I needed to now think of what I'm going to do, what I'm going to cook with it. So my head
You
was
can't cook
spinning.
with it. You can only boil milk in it. He bought you a specific
Yeah.
copper milk boiler, all right?
So
It was handcrafted in the Viking Age and lifted off a shipwreck, 2,000 years old. I'm sorry for the history buffs out there. I know that it's not 2,000 years, but he's found that obscure copper milk boiler,
yeah.
which you couldn't use any other device in the kitchen to boil milk with at all, apart from the one he's just now bought you. And God help you if you were to use that to boil, let's say you made Maggie noodles. I know you guys would never do that in your abode. But if you did that, I think he would curl over completely. He'd put himself in his Komodo dragon barbecue and set fire to it.
No, it's a good opportunity to make a lot of caramel.
Yeah, because I mean, every day I'm constantly bewildered by, man, I need to make it caramel. I'm
When I see it, I will always boil milk in it because I'm sure he knows that I'm not that excited yet. But when I see it, I'm sure I'm gonna friggin' use it all
how
the
much
time.
how much milk boiling are you doing? I mean, like, what do you need to
I
boil milk
love
for?
milk. I just put it on
Ugh,
tea and coffee and oatmeal. When I cook my oatmeal, it's full, there's no water, it's full milk when I boil
I'm
it.
lactose intolerant, so
Oh no. You,
this is going nowhere in this sort of
you,
there is I do not have milk in my fridge. If anyone wants to come over who's listening
you
to this,
eat
bring your own
cheese.
milk. Huh?
You eat
I do eat
cheese.
I eat good cheese, not processed cheese.
Oh, that's true. But that's good that you still eat cheese. So,
Well, I don't look for cheese. If it's on a product or as long as it melts, I'll eat it. If it's hard, ain't no way it's going in. No way.
you're so picky. How did you become a picky eater when you lived in places that are
Okay.
atypical?
Because most of those places have basic substance,
Rice,
which are
potatoes.
things that, hey, meat, rice, potatoes, we're on. That's how it is.
Oh,
Yep.
but
You don't need a vegetable.
come
Like,
on. But how? I think you're evolving these past few years that you're
I've
trying other
become very good.
things.
I can now eat vegetables. I eat seafood now, certain types of seafood. As long as it doesn't taste like seafood,
Mm,
I'll eat it. If it doesn't taste like a vegetable, it's great. Like, so it's barbecued vegetable, or if it's
right.
seasoned. Like, I've been getting into asparagus recently, but it has to be like, if you just put a plain asparagus and you just boiled one and put it on my plate.
No way.
I mean, I could eat it. I'm not going to be
So
impressed, and
asparagus
you'll get
wrapped
some
in
dirty looks.
bacon, you would eat.
You know what? It kind of seems grotesque,
It's
but
awesome.
but it is wrapped in bacon, so. Um, and I've already stipulated how I'm my stance on bacon here. But yeah, I think you do evolve. I think you do evolve with these sort of
What
things. But
gives you just woke up say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try more things."
yeah, people, people open my mind to these things and said, just try it. You trust people, and you say, all right, you're not setting me up for something that's terrible, and they know your taste, and they're like,
Mhm.
see, it wasn't that bad. And you're like, you know what? You are right.
Yeah.
That is delicious. I like that.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's
Still,
good.
I mean, but you're married to somebody who hasn't had McDonald's since 1997.
Yeah, I haven't had McDonald's since like 2008, something like that.
Yeah.
We don't eat McDonald's. But oh, sorry. Actually, that's not complete. Look, yes, 100%. But I would still eat the French fries, apple pie.
Yeah. You're great.
Do you eat McDonald's?
Of course.
Like, and of course, what's your favorite burger there?
Double cheeseburger plain. No vegetables, no sauce, just the meat and the cheese and the bread. That's it.
But do they serve it really with vegetables?
I think it's got a pickle in it, but that's,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
love pickles.
gross. Just gross.
Oh my
I mean, there's
gosh.
there's a lot of regret after fast food. I
Yes,
mean, you crave for it, you want it. I think KFC is one of those things you crave for at a certain time, and within about sort of 10 to 15 minutes, the regret
that's true.
hits you,
That's true.
and it's just, oh, I feel so terrible. But where you could sit down and have sushi or Vietnamese pho,
Mm.
and you can eat all of it, and you come out sprightly and happy.
Yes,
You're physically
totes.
full,
Yes.
but you feel great. Like
Ah.
you're full of like sort of. But there's certain foods like, I mean, I don't want a lawsuit, but I mean, there's certain foods where you come away going, "Good Lord, I really feel bad."
Yeah, like why did I even put that in my mouth?
Mm,
Yeah. But like KFC, I would eat it at least once a year.
that's good. It is good. You get that hit, and you're
Yes.
like, mm,
And then so I
mm,
don't really
mm.
regret it because I know that I have an expectation that I will have that craving. I'm going to eat it at least once a year. If I'm weak, that will be twice a year. It's not like I'm dissing on other people who would eat it more. It's just, again, personal
Yeah, sure.
choice. It's really something that is most of these crap food that I eat still is only
Hmm.
stems from not of the satisfaction. It's because of memory. It evokes childhood memories for me, like eating a lot of like Filipino fast food or some of these like the KFCs. It's because when I was growing up in the 80s, these things are inaccessible. You have to go to Manila to get that. And we
Right.
can only get
Yeah.
that when my uncle, who is a US Navy, would have a car. The ship is in the Philippines from the US, and then he will visit us, make us just shop in Manila in a car, and then we would eat in McDonald's or KFC. That's a special time for me. It's always special because it's once in a year or twice in a year that you will always get. So
Yeah.
it evokes that. So I would still eat them only because of that. Like it's a part of me. I'm not ashamed of eating fast food. It's just because it's attached to my entire self. So, yeah, but there are things that, for example, you have no choice. You have to eat it because you're in the middle of nowhere, because that's the only thing you can eat. And then after that, you're like, why did I even eat that? I could have been just hungry. So that's on my
Yeah. I
side.
mean, yeah. I agree with you 100%. I think everything should be. moderation is the key.
Yes, that's right.
But also enjoy the best things, because
Life is short. Enjoy what you can.
It's really short. It's really short.
Dude, seriously, with,
Gosh.
health and stuff, we have to really be.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Because you
We
really
really do.
just don't know. And even if you don't know, it's best to be proactive, because at least if it goes down not in the best way, you're like, okay, I've done my best. I've looked after
Yep.
myself. Morbid.
I think I've noticed, thinking of the lunch that your husband and I had today,
Mm.
which is probably not the healthiest lunch. But I mean, Wagyu is good.
Oh, yes. Yes. Wagyu is good.
Decisions.
He's very good. So I asked Luke, preparing for this episode, do you have any questions for Sam that you would like me to ask? He's like, why?
Good grief.
He said, why? No. I was like, okay, I'm on my
Don't let
own.
him. Do not. That would be an unsuccessful podcast.
No, that's the funny thing, because I'm trying to trap you to telling me who's your favorite friend. So I trapped him to ask if he's got any questions for you. And both of you did not fall in my traps.
No way. We know what you're up to. And also, we know the ramifications of either of us saying something about each other. I was talking about looking long in the future and see everything.
You will carry it
would be
forever.
A life of pain.
Yeah.
Having it would never end.
Yeah, on daily life, it will be like a cross that you have to carry forever with the daily life.
Hey, that's okay, because we've all carried that cross, and we are all carrying a cross of some sort like this. So that's not a problem. But there's no way you're going to do that. Throw that at me. That one. That's game over. And if Luke was allowed to ask me a question, I mean, it's going to end so badly.
He's really nice. He said, "Nope, it's your show. It's your show. It's not my show." So he's very good.
You say he's really nice?
He's nice when he wants to be. That's what he say every time I say, "You're so nice," and then he's like, "Yeah, when I want to be." I was like, "Yeah."
He's not nice.
Yesterday he went to a batik team building session.
I saw it. Did you see his painting? It's fantastic.
I'm so proud of him. It's so beautiful. So I said, you better bring that home. He brought it home. And then I've got this one red, beautiful, chromy envelope. And he said, this is for you. So I opened it up. It's like a nice batik, like a vessel. It's like a wallet of some sort. And it's really, really pretty. And I was kind of shocked.
Beautiful. Really?
Yeah, I was like, what's this? Is this for free that you got from the team building? It's like, no, I bought it. I bought it. Why do you buy me this? I have a lot of vessels. And then he's like, yeah, but it's beautiful. I was like, okay, thank you so much. It's so nice of you. It's like, I just don't understand why you have to buy me this. And then he said, but I like you.
It might not have been Luke you were talking to. It might. He's got doppelgangers and whatnot. There was a glitch in the system,
dude. I mean, Luke as a husband is really one of the best things ever out there in life, because really, he's got those moments when he tells me he likes me.
He does.
He's a good husband, and so are you. Do you think you are a good husband?
I'm a great husband.
You are.
It's.
You are, and you're a very good dad. You're actually a very good person. You are.
Which leads me on, because one of my children is starving.
Okay. So now I would like to say thank you so much for your time to hang out with me. It's super nice to catch up with you this way. And thank you so much for indulging me to be my finale guest.
Finale?
Yes. Just for this season. My season 3 finale.
That is fantastic.
I'm ending up on a high note.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for inviting me. And thank you very much for making this a warm, happy podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I had a really good time. This has been absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Sam. Take care.
All right. Love you lots.
Love
Wish.
you.
Bye.
Bye. From this episode, one of the most important words about life is introspection. It is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. It's similar to words brooding, self-analysis, contemplation, thoughtfulness, meditation, pondering, cogitation, reflection. Daniel Lubetsky, a Mexican-American billionaire businessman, philanthropist, author, and founder and executive chairman of a snack company, Kind LLC, quoted, "Failure holds the seeds for greatness, so long as you water those seeds with introspection. They can be the root of your success." End quote. Looking inwards to ourselves is a powerful and brave thing to do, for there will be a lot of negating thoughts, feelings, and fears that may come along facing oneself. It is not easy to be introspective, but it is something that we have to practice in our lives so that we could kind of reflect back, think about what we've done, what choices we made, and how it impacts other people for the better or for the worse. When we look inside ourselves, we get to know and become friends with who we are. And then we can fix things and we can change things because it's your own right and it's your own self-care for you to able to be aware that this is your right to love yourself by being introspective, by being careful and thoughtful enough to know who you really are. Wow, can you believe we've reached the end of another fantastic episode of Human Thesaurus? I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey we've had together. From heart-to-heart conversations with amazing guests like Acela, Ray, Yurun, Mama Margot, JC, Coco, Mike, Manda, Ruben, and Sam, to deep diving into the ocean of words and emotions. It's been an absolute joy sharing this journey with you. I want to give a huge shout out to each and every one of you for tuning in, engaging, and being part of my growing Human Thesaurus community. Your support and enthusiasm fuel this podcast, and I couldn't be more grateful. As we wrap up this season, I invite you to continue spreading the word about Human Thesaurus. Share it with your friends, families, colleagues, and yes, even your friendly frenemies. Your reviews, comments, and subscriptions mean the world to me. Trust. And also don't forget to hop onto our website, humanthesaurus.co, for exclusive updates. While I'm taking a short breather before diving into the next season, keep an eye out for a special monologue episode dropping next week. And to stay in the loop about all things Human Thesaurus, follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X. I'm about to say Twitter, but it's X now. So, here's to embracing words, feelings, and the incredible connections they create. This is Wish Ronquillo Peacock, signing off for now, but not for long. Until we meet again in a few months, remember to keep those word conversations going. Have a splendid day, and as always, thanks from the bottom of my heart for being a part of Human Thesaurus journey.